make them good girls go bad. I make them good girls go. Good girls go. Yeah, daddy's little girl, just take a bite. Let me shake up your world. 'Cause just one night couldn't be so wrong. I'm gonna make you lose control. She was so shy till I drove goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Your fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like the thing. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it grind. Just get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down low? Just put a little dip with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Can't control it, I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, y'all. I know you like it, so don't try to fight it. Turn around, baby, let me see you from the back. Yeah, I like it like that. Get up now, roll those hips. Drop down, double up on those dips. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. Back again with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Dropping bass like a bad habit. Love all women, cause I gotta have it. Coming at y'all in stereo. I'm riding that thing like a rodeo. Hang on, baby, cause the ride is rough, and I got my girls in the front. Now and later, just bumping that rump. Raise it up, let me see that ground. Slap it, girl, make it jiggle around. Round and round that rump goes. Where it stop, yo, no one knows, yeah. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind.
Well, all right, y'all. All right, y'all. If you ain't dipping, then you must be tripping. If you ain't doing it down low, got to go. Got to go. To the people that moving slow, just dance slow. Yo, DJ, pump it up some more.
It's off to the show in a limo. Before the show, I gotta get that dough. Pay them girls what they worth. Slip that money under that skirt. Take it out, baby, let me see. You might get a little more lip cheek. G-string, having oh so much fun. Playing this side between them buns. Shawty got it going on like Marvin. Teasing me and she know I'm starving. Lick you up, then lick you down. I ain't finished, girl, turn around. Lick you up and down your back, cause I'm that freak, I'm freaky like that. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. I'm setting it off to another level. You digging freak nasty without a shovel? This is my world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So what's up, yo DJ? When the party's getting slow, join this jam and watch that flow get taken over like a 94. When I have the whole world getting down low. New Orleans born, ATL living. Freak nasty is what I'm giving. My juice is sweet like Georgia peaches. Women suck it up like leeches. It feels so good, you must admit you like this. Shh. Yeah, y'all know the song. So come on, won't you sing it? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my.
All right, Chad, how we doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Chad says, so last night Medicare and Karish did a multi-hour collab about this crazy nibba. And this crazy nibba wondering why he wasn't getting eyes. Yeah, but Medicare was talking about some VTuber bullshit, so who cares? I saw that he was live, and I'm like, oh, it's VTuber horse shit. Like, I don't care. And neither should you. Like, if you're watching VTubers, if you're watching some dude in a voice changer probably, or some super autistic girl with a piss drawer, hide behind a creepy fucking AI anime avatar. What are you doing? Which is like, go outside, nerd. Like, ew. If you're watching, if you give a fuck about VTuber drama, I'm not sure I want you watching this channel. I mean, I still want you sending money though. Streamlabs.com/thebacklaw, PayPal.me/thebacklaw. But after that, go leave. The fuck, man, gross. But speaking of gross, I watched Mad God, the stop motion horror movie. I say horror movie. I don't know if that's accurate, because I wasn't scared. I don't know what you call it. I will say this, as I describe Mad God, a lot of what I'm going to say is sounding like criticism, and very little of what I'm about to say is criticism. I absolutely think you should watch Mad God. My attempt to convey the experience of watching Mad God to you, I don't know that I could. I don't know that there are... I could attempt to explain to you the plot as best as I was able to understand it. But that wouldn't do any good, because there really is no fucking plot. There are things that happen in this movie, certainly. A lot of things that happen. Many of which you won't understand, nor are you meant to. But the idea that these things manage to string together into anything that could really be called a narrative, I don't know if I would agree with that. This movie is disgusting. It's upsetting at times. And at times, and again, I want to make it clear, none of this really is a criticism. At times, it's almost boring. There's so much happening, all of it of such little consequence, that I would say maybe 20 minutes into it, I'm kind of almost bored. The shock is worn off. Chat says, fix your potato mic. No, I'm just not going to sit up to it anymore. I don't care. Turn your volume up. I don't feel like hunching over my desk. Turn your volume up. I don't feel like getting really, really close to the mic. I don't want to do it. All right? Whatever. I want to lean back a little comfortably. I'm talking about a movie 9 people fucking care about anyway, so whatever. So this movie is uncomfortable. It's disgusting. It's upsetting. And then, again, about 20 minutes into it, I reached a point where that shit kind of faded in me. And then there was almost a tedium to it. And almost, what now? Which I think is kind of the point. If you haven't seen it, God, I don't even know how to fucking describe the plot. I'll describe the first 20 minutes because that has the most of a plot, or 30 minutes, I should say. We see a guy in like a submarine capsule almost being lowered down from the sky from an unknown position, through layers and layers of an absolute horror show of a world. He gets out, he wanders to a certain place, with a briefcase. He's in like World War II gas mask shit too. He wanders to a certain place with a briefcase with a detonator, with an explosive. This place is littered with other briefcases. This has clearly happened many times over, countless times over. He sets off the charge, and then he's killed by some other monster because it's just a world of monsters. And then the bomb fails to go off, as has the like hundreds of thousands before it. And that sounds like that would be the movie, and that's 30 minutes into this hour and a half. And it gets fucking weirder from there. I guess it's meant to be post-apocalyptic Earth. I guess. But I don't know. There's all sorts of themes of like cycles of death and rebirth. An idea that life is just created to suffer and die in an endless cycle of creating more life that suffers and dies. Just absolute nihilism, absolute just, you know, it opens with a passage of Leviticus, meant to show God as being cruel and petty. Institutions like religion and the military and industry, all shown as just unthinking fucking machines. It's just meat grinders that eat up people, if you can call them that. I don't know how to fucking describe the movie, to be honest with you. It's so weird. But it's absolute art. I mean, first of all, the artistry, and this was started 30 fucking years ago. Kind of got shelved and then picked up about 20 fucking years ago, I think even. Kickstarted. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but some famous stop motion special effects artist had worked on tons of movies. You knew the OG Star Wars, RoboCop, Jurassic Park even. It's almost all done in stop motion. There are some actors in it. There's no dialogue anywhere in it. There are noises that at times almost approach words, but it's all either incoherent babbling or some sort of language, some sort of fictional language, I guess. But it's all just shock, again, just absolute shock value horror shit. It's an impressive piece of filmmaking, and again, I think just it sounds like I didn't like it. And in all fairness, I'm not sure I did, and I'm not sure I'm meant to. I don't think it's an experience you're meant to enjoy. But it's worth having, man, if you appreciate just the art of filmmaking and storytelling. I mean, it's fascinating. It's certainly an interesting movie. Chet says I should check out Southland Tales. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Cowardly Dog says, remember that film that's been in development for ages from the guy who did OG Star Wars stop motion? Need to watch it. Yeah, I absolutely recommend watching it. You could stream it on Shudder. I got a blue. Somebody was kind enough to get me the Blu-ray off my wish list. But I mean, you could just get a free trial of Shudder and stream it on there. I believe it's a Shudder original. Shudder being a Netflix-like thing that's just for horror shit. Everything in it is just meant to be like fucked up. Just blood and guts and shit and rot just everywhere. There's like constant like depictions of spirals through it and of ticking clocks, but like sometimes ticking too fast or too slow or without any real pattern or backwards. Just this sense that just not the time doesn't matter, just endless loop, endless cycles. Like what real difference is one moment to another? And that might sound like, I know a lot of people in this corner of the internet, a lot of more right wing people, certainly the more trad and socially conservative people would sound like that's just not a movie worth watching. Because, art has to be beautiful and life affirming and lift things up and all this other shit. And it doesn't. Like, people of faith in particular shouldn't be afraid to stare into the abyss. It would be very easy to look at the world around you and conclude that it is just all an endless cycle of one thing eating another. I don't believe that that's the case. I believe there's much more to it than that, but if you're honest and you're not afraid to ask those kind of questions, that question is bound to come to your mind. And I don't know. I think it's worth considering. I want to see if I can find some clips of it on YouTube, and I don't know if I can. Jeez, a lot of it you absolutely could not show. Let me see what I can find here. Let's see. Okay, maybe this one would be good. You're right, it does look weird. I don't know how to fuck to describe it, man. That's his nature to an extent. It's just creatures refreshing each other. Like, that's not even some of the worst of it, man. Like, there's these big... So there's a scene where these little, like, people are getting made to work in this giant factory that produces nothing of value, from what I can tell. Like, they just produce rectangles, apparently, that float around. Oh, and they chop off meat from these giant fucking grubs for something. I don't know. And the people are like made of like yarn almost. They look like and they're just walking into machines getting fucking chopped up. And they're these big, I guess they're the worker boss things. And they're these giant fucking bipedal things. They almost look like the dog creatures from Oddworld. I got a few Oddworld vibes off this too. I sometimes wonder if he worked on that or if he was a little subconsciously inspired by it. And like these things like have like balls that look like tits, and they're just shitting all over everything. And one of these little worker yarn drones tries to wipe its ass and just dies in a torrent of shit. Eric Johnson says, "This is how you convince people that Patrick Henry was right about the First Amendment." I assume he's anti-free speech. I don't know, man. I'm telling you to watch fucking Mad God. I mean, it'd be an uncomfortable watch, but I think it's worth watching. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just stuff like that over and over and over and over again. Again, the fascinating thing is to a point where it reaches almost a tedium. There are times I'm almost, I don't even want to say bored, but like frustrated at it. And I think that was part of the point. Chet's India Simulator. Yes, exactly, Chet. That's actually what it was. It was the dude went to India one time. And that's what inspired him to make the movie. There's a scene where the dude drives through this battlefield and these like tanks that I'm not even sure there's anything living inside the tank. They almost seem like automated. They're just firing on each other, and the bullets and the bombs aren't even affecting these tanks. They're just destroying the fucking landscape around them endlessly. There's not even any flags or colors on anything. It's just war machines just shooting at each other for no fucking point endlessly. Just decimating the world around it to like yeah, the whole thing, it feels like somebody tried to make a movie out of a it's like somebody tried to make a movie out of a Marilyn Manson video. Only just cranking that shit up to 11. But again, I can't, everything I say about it sounds like a criticism, and it's not. I, honest to God, think you should watch it. Like I said, it's on Shudder. It's on the horror streaming service. I wouldn't really call it a horror movie, not in any conventional sense. At no point was I scared. I was disturbed. I was uncomfortable. I was disgusted. And again, at times, aggravated. But at no point watching this did I feel a hint of fear. I might have felt the need to pray afterwards. Other than that, Chet says, the give me liberty or give me death guy thought the First Amendment was too liberal. He wanted an official church. I'm not surprised. I'm very much convinced that most people don't believe in free speech. Most people absolutely want to censor everybody but themselves. Chad says I might need to stick to stuff like Two Mules for Sister Sarah and Heat. I don't. Honestly, God, man, I suggest you watch the movie. It's not. I can't describe it. I can show you parts of it. I can kind of explain what I felt watching it, and like what I thought some of it meant. Nothing is spelled out. There's no fucking dialogue. You know, some of the analogies are pretty obvious. Some are a little more esoteric as to what I guess the filmmaker meant. But it's absolutely worth watching. I can't describe a narrative to you. I described the narrative of the first 30 minutes and vaguely, because that's all you get. And then just after that, just a bunch of shit happens. Just a bunch of shit happening. Like, at one point, I guess it's the guy. I'm pretty sure it's the guy who was trying to set off the bomb. They're doing an autopsy on him, but he's kind of still alive. Like his eyes are moving, but there's no reason he should be alive. And they just cut open his chest, and they just start digging out organs. And then there's like jewelry in there, and coins, and books, all of course covered in goop and blood. And then they dig out some baby, kind of. It's more like a fucking like nightmare slug that's making baby noises that they wrap up like it's a baby. And then the nurse goes down the hall of this nightmare hospital and gives it to some giant fucking monstrosity with a plague doctor mask, who then ultimately delivers this baby down to some alchemist, who of course just smushes it in a machine that, and then uses the energy from the smushed baby parts to smelt metal that initially looks like lead, but then he turns it into gold powder, and they blow it into a giant's eye, which causes a big bang. It's absolute nonsense. I feel like the first 30 minutes of it are the best, for the simple fact that it actually has more or less a fucking narrative, kind of. But I don't know that it's meant to have a narrative in the first fucking place. Whatever. I don't know. I can't describe it to you, man. It's like trying to describe a dream. When they're in a factory, where the little yarn people get constantly killed by machinery or just shit on to death, the screens turn on and everybody's listening to it, and it's like the boss, I guess, of the factory, and like it's just a bunch of TV screens. Like one has an eyeball, one has a mouth, but it's all bloody. Everything's of course all fucking bloody all the fucking time, and it's just making baby noises. It's just fucking making baby noises, and everybody's listening to it like it's giving a speech. It's just sheer fucking nonsense. And like, I saw a review of this from a channel called Scaredy Cats, I think. Scaredy Mike is the guy. He seems like some old Channel Awesome throwback, but he reviews horror and he's decently entertaining. And he made a point. He goes, "This is such a deeply personal, like, not corporatized at all, fucking vision from one filmmaker that I don't feel like I even should review it. What can I possibly say about it? It's like reviewing someone's diary. It's a piece of expression that exists for its own sake." But yes, somebody got me Mad God off the wish list. And there you go. That's my, I guess, review. I can't review it in a conventional sense because normally I would give a plot synopsis, for example, which I can't do. Again, I can just describe things that happen, but that isn't going to do either one of us any good. Or I could, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you about it. Almost everything I said about it sounds like it should be a criticism, and it's not. I wouldn't say I enjoyed watching it. Let's not go put words in my mouth there. But I'm glad I watched it. I don't know that I'll watch it again. When I got it in the mail yesterday, my boomer dad was like, he's like, oh, you got a movie? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, well, let's watch it. I'm like, no. I'm like, you do not want to watch this. He doesn't have much of a tolerance for horror movies to begin with. Second of all, I don't really feel... I don't want to say he wouldn't get it, because that's almost condescending, but, like, kinda. Because I don't know that I fucking get it. I don't know that there's anything to get. I'm not entirely convinced there are deeper meanings behind this, other than some old fucking filmmaker just kept throwing cool and gross and gnarly shit at the fucking wall until he had a fucking full-length runtime. I'm not convinced there is a point, which is sort of its point. But I don't know if you're into horror, if you just like film as an art form. I think it's worth watching. It's worth experiencing. I don't know that you'll enjoy the experience. I don't know that I did. Chat says it's like Megapolis, old filmmaker's final word. There was a movie called Cosmopolis or something. It had the guy from Twilight, Robert Pattinson, the new Batman, the current Batman. And he's just like some billionaire who's in his limo and he's like stuck in traffic as it's like slowly working its way through some protest. And a bunch of people come in and out of his limo. Like one person will come into his limo, somebody he knows or something, respects, one of his employees or something, and they'll just ramble on philosophically about some horse shit for a while. And then they'll get out and the next person will come on. And it's really interesting and captivating, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Like, he keeps hearing somebody's trying to kill him, and it's actually Paul Giamatti, and he confronts him at the end. And then it cuts before we find out if Paul actually shoots him or something. Again, it's one of those movies where I could sit here and describe the quote-unquote narrative, but that does nothing to you. But what I can tell you is when I watched it, I sat there captivated the whole fucking time. And I'm glad I watched it. I don't know if it's a good movie. It's certainly not a bad one, but I don't know if I'd call it a good movie. But it was certainly an interesting one. And I guess that's what I'd say about Mad God. Would I say it's a good movie? No. I'm not 100% convinced it is even a fucking movie. By most definitions. But it's whatever the fuck it is, and I think it's worth watching. So yeah, go watch Mad God. Oh, go watch Cosmopolis too. Let me see if I can bring up the trailer for Cosmopolis. And I'm probably pronouncing it wrong because I am retarded. Let's see. Okay. Apparently it was a David Cronenberg movie. Oh, jeez. Let me play the trailer. Because I also recommend this movie.
Show me my car.
Any special reason we're in the car instead of the office?
What makes you think we're in the car instead of the office?
What do you do exactly? I think you acquire information and turn it into something stupendous and awful.
It's the glow of cyber capital. So radiant and seductive.
Do you ever get the feeling that you don't know what's going on?
Something will happen soon.
The situation isn't stable. I know. I'm losing money by the ton. Hundreds of millions.
I forgot he was even in a diner for a while. It's been so long since I saw it. I honestly thought almost all of it took place in a car.
There is someone who's prepared to kill you. My personal fortune is in ruins, and there's been a credible threat on my life. Makes me feel free in a way I've never known.
Free to do what?
People eat and sleep in the shadow of what we do.
This is a protest against the future.
The urge to destroy is a creative urge.
It's interesting to be near a man somebody wants to kill.
I'm looking for more. Stun me to my DNA. Show me something I don't know.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting movie, too. Again, I don't even know if I'd call it a good movie. Worth a watch. It's an experience. Let's see. I don't know. Other than that, I mean, we could talk about fucking... I guess Iran is cooling down and Trump's cooling down with that. I'm glad. Mark Levin's on fucking Twitter kvetching today because he's not getting his war with Iran. At least not yet. I showed my dad that Tammy Bruce clip of her being like, Israel's the greatest country. America's the second best country to Israel. And he just was like quiet for a second and then just kind of was like, what the fuck did she just say? I don't know, Chad. I don't even know what to do about that kind of shit. Like, what do you even say about that? Like, half the people in our government should hang for treason. And it's like, well, what am I going to do? I can't make that happen. You know? I'm not Dr. Manhattan. I can't just wave my hand and make him explode. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if I could. Hopefully the Iran shit calms down, because that has the potential to be very, very bad. Just absolutely horrible. Just imagine another 20 years of that shit. Imagine just Iraq, but even worse. And we probably definitively lose it. Not like we topple it and then we don't know what to do. I'm not convinced we could topple Iran. Certainly not with the military we have right now. You know, full of a bunch of fat transgenders and shit. I don't know that we could. And then who knows? I mean, we got boots on the ground. You know, maybe Russia feels some sort of way about us trying to conquer a nation they're friendly with, the borders with them, and maybe suddenly they have boots on the ground. Maybe they give up on Ukraine. Maybe it's all fucking 4D chess to make you give up on Ukraine. They're like, fuck Ukraine. Now we're going here. Who the hell knows, man? Like, you can go all in on nothing ever happens, and maybe it will. And in this case, you better pray to God it does. But there's also a lot of ways that could go really, really badly, really, really fast. Like everything that went wrong with Iraq towards a million, you know, times a million. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up because I mostly just want to talk about that movie. I mean, one of you was kind enough to buy it for me, so kind of feel like I owed that. Folks, if you enjoy the content I put out, and I don't know why you would, because it's trash. It's low effort dog shit. But if you do, you can go ahead and hit streamlabs.com/thebetcloth, paypal.me/thebetcloth. And I'll leave a link to the Amazon wishlist down below. And that's about it for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for watching.